All right. Now, Kadie. Awesome, dude. Great job today. Let's see here. What we've been going over is just a bunch of different stuff. I'm going to lay it out like this. E major can be played by putting your first finger on the first fret and then playing the G note for a G sharp, and then second finger on the second fret for the A string, A, B flat, B, to get a B note. And then right above that E. We don't play chords necessarily this way, although there is no rhyme or reason. If you feel like this is acceptable, absolutely. This actually looks a lot more like the C major. And I think the reason why we don't play the E major like this is because we don't want to have our fingers get confused between these two. So when we play it like this, there really isn't an option besides flipping these to make sure that we could go there. However, if you learn it that way, do it that way. The way I'm teaching you is just, it makes sense because the fingers will fall in line. So even with our song today, with the D major, going down to the G, the first thing I do is find the B, and then I move to the G, and I can move that D note all the way up to a high G and let that D ring through if I want to right away, or keep it there, either way. And then the next note I hit is going to be that A, so if I play my G this way, all I have to do is flatten my fingers and then pull this back to hit the D. So literally, I'm not going all around, moving my hands the whole way. I'm quite literally just going like this, which is a lot less energy and a lot less work. Cool? We'll touch on that in a second, but I want to make sure that we're hitting these major scales again. C is at the third fret with our third finger. D is going to be played open. E is going to be at the second fret with our second finger. Our F note is going to be half step away from our E at the third fret with our third finger. We're going to play the G note open. Our A note is going to be with the second finger on the second fret. The B note is open, and then our first finger plays the C at the first fret on that B string to give us C major. We're going to play these backwards and forwards, so if we could get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Doesn't matter what we count as long as we keep that beat there. Try and go forwards. Try and go backwards. Second fingering has a second finger on the third fret for the C. Stretch out to the fifth fret with the pinky for the D. Right above that is the E. Half step to the to the F. Whole step to the G. Whole step to the A. It might not feel like it, but it is. A whole step to the B because we have 3 whole steps together, and then a half step for our resolution to the C. C, D, F, G, A, B, C, C major, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor, B diminished, which also could be played as a G7, G dominant 7, and then it resolves right back to that C. When we're doing our last one, we start with our first finger, third fret, we go to the fifth fret with our second finger, and then the seventh fret with our fourth finger. We repeat that rotation here, 3, 5, 7, on the next string up, which is the D string, and then when we go to the G, we go to the G string at the fourth, which is our B note, because we know that's how we tune, and then at half step, it resolves to a C. You could also do that by doing first finger, third finger, fourth finger, and then do second finger to the third finger, which is a much more comfortable way when you're doing your half-step resolution. However, to get the maximum amount of it just depends on how that you learn it. Remember, these are just practical applications that if you do for 5 minutes each day, like quite literally, just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. When you get through all of these and you do this a couple times, doing those quarter notes all the way through, like 5, 6, 7 times, your hand will hurt. And then you immediately switch to doing your chord of the day. Today's chord of the day is a B dominant 7. We're going to take our first finger, put it on the D string at the first fret for a D sharp. Our second finger is going to play the B note, and then our third finger is going to play the A note. Crazy. It is an A note. And then we can put our pinky up here. It gives us a very definite sounding of. Since you already know A major and E major, if you take off your third finger here, you get an E7. When you're playing your bar chord here, as you experienced, if we put bookends and leave the G open, you get an A7. You could also put down your pinky for the same note. Either way, with the E7, A7, and now your D7, you've got some rock and roll. D7 now. So our song of the day is going to be Breakfast at Tiffany's. It has this rhythm, which is a D major, G major, A. That D major is going from a D major to a D major sus4, putting the pinky down on the 3rd fret for the G. Then it's going back to the D. D sus4, D sus2, opens it up and lets the E ring through. Then we go to our G major, A major. You say we've got nothing in common, no common ground between us. I think you just don't care. Those are the verses. When it goes to, and I said, what about breakfast at Tiffany's? They just switch up the chording. D major, A major, and G major. That's the whole song. I'm going to send you a link in this description too. Play it slow with the then once you have this, then slowly speed it up. Your fingers will get better at playing the chords that you've done like 15, 20, 40 times. So you can get it absurdly fast. And then when you go a little bit slower, at the natural pace of the song, because you've gone slow, medium, fast, super fast, and normal speed, it becomes a lot easier. I really enjoyed seeing you this week. Remember, next week we're going to be meeting at 12:20, and we're going to go for an hour-long lesson. Aloha. We'll see you then.